On a cold Monday morning, Adrian, a 33-year-old civil engineer, walked into his office carrying the same worn leather backpack he had owned for almost 8 years. As he reached the coffee machine, two coworkers were already talking. One had just bought a new luxury SUV. The other proudly showed photos of a beachfront vacation that had cost more than $10,000. Someone smiled at Adrian. "Come on, Adrian. When are you finally going to enjoy the money you're earning?" The room laughed. Adrian laughed too. Then he quietly poured his coffee and changed the subject. Nobody in that room knew something that would have completely changed the conversation. Adrian's investment portfolio had quietly passed $1.8 million. Not because he had invented a company, not because he had picked the next NVIDIA, not because he had inherited money. He simply built habits that almost nobody noticed. Now let me ask you something. If someone became wealthy without driving an expensive car, without wearing luxury brands, without talking about money, would you even recognize success if you saw it? Or have we all learned to confuse spending with wealth? Stay with me. Because today's story isn't about becoming rich. It's about why the habits that create wealth are usually the least impressive ones. Hello, I'm Kaya. Most people think building wealth comes down to one big financial decision: buying the perfect stock, starting the perfect business, finding the perfect investment. Reality is much less exciting. Decades of research on self-made millionaires show that lasting wealth is usually built through hundreds of ordinary decisions repeated over many years. The investment matters, but the person making the investment matters even more. When Adrian was 24, he believed money would solve almost every problem. If he earned more, life would become easier. Then his first promotion arrived. His salary increased by nearly 15%. For a few weeks, he planned everything he wanted to buy: a newer apartment, a better car, a luxury watch. Then something unexpected happened. His department manager invited him to lunch. The man was nearly 60. He still drove an old station wagon. Adrian couldn't understand why. Finally, he asked, "Why haven't you bought something nicer?" The manager smiled. "I did." Adrian looked confused. "I bought 20 years of freedom." That sentence stayed with him. Years later, Adrian would realize it was one of the most valuable financial lessons he had ever received. Instead of increasing his spending after that promotion, he increased the amount automatically invested every month. At first, the difference felt tiny, a few $100s, nothing more. Yet financial researchers have repeatedly shown that one of the biggest reasons high-income earners fail to become wealthy is lifestyle inflation. The more they earn, the more they spend. Their income rises. Their financial stress often doesn't. Adrian decided to interrupt that cycle before it became permanent. Months passed. His life looked almost identical. Then another colleague, Ryan, received a large bonus. Within weeks, he leased a luxury car, upgraded his apartment, started talking about expensive watches. Everyone admired him. Adrian almost felt left behind. Have you ever experienced that? Watching someone else's success and wondering whether you're making the wrong choices? That's exactly how Adrian felt. But before changing anything, he looked at one simple number: his net worth. Not his salary, not his bonus, his net worth. For the first time, he understood something most people never learn. Income tells the world how much you make. Net worth tells you how much of your life you actually own. That realization changed every financial decision that followed. But another habit would soon prove even more powerful. A habit so simple that most people ignore it completely. And yet, it quietly separates people who become financially free from those who spend decades chasing a lifestyle they can never quite afford. A few months later, Adrian met an old university friend named Lucas. They had graduated together, started their careers at almost the same time, and earned surprisingly similar salaries. Yet their lives looked completely different. Lucas was always chasing the next upgrade: a bigger television, a newer smartphone, a more expensive apartment. Whenever his income increased, his lifestyle immediately followed. Adrian asked him a simple question: "Do you ever feel like it's finally enough?" Lucas laughed. Honestly, not yet. That answer stayed with Adrian because he realized something important. For many people, more never becomes enough. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill, the tendency to quickly adapt to a higher standard of living, causing today's luxury to become tomorrow's normal. No matter how much income grows, satisfaction often returns to the same level. Adrian chose a different path. Every raise followed the same rule. Part improved his life. The larger part improved his future. He automated every investment, not because he had extraordinary discipline, but because he understood something many investors overlook. Systems are more reliable than motivation. On difficult days, motivation disappears. A good system keeps working anyway. Years passed. The stock market rose, then it crashed, then it recovered, again and again. Some coworkers stopped investing after major downturns. Others tried predicting the perfect moment to buy and sell. Adrian did neither. History had taught him that broad diversified investments had rewarded patient investors over long periods. Not because every year was positive, but because time smoothed out short-term uncertainty. He simply stayed invested. Another habit slowly became part of his identity. Before buying anything expensive, he asked one question: will this purchase improve my future or only impress someone today? That single question saved him thousands of dollars over the years. Not through sacrifice, through clarity. By the time Adrian turned 45, people still underestimated him. His car was ordinary. His clothes were simple. His house was comfortable, but modest. Nothing about him suggested financial success. One afternoon, a new colleague noticed how calm Adrian remained whenever the conversation turned to layoffs or a slowing economy. Adrian smiled. "I spent years trying to build income," he said. "Then I realized I should have been building options." That sentence perfectly described his journey. His investments now covered a large part of his annual expenses. Working had become a choice, not an obligation. And perhaps that was the greatest reward of all. Think about your own life for a moment. If your paycheck disappeared tomorrow, how many months could your current lifestyle continue? That question is often far more important than asking how much you earn. Because financial freedom isn't measured by salary. It's measured by time, by flexibility, by the ability to make decisions without fear. Looking back, Adrian understood that no single investment had changed his life. No spectacular stock. No perfect market prediction. His future had been built by habits that looked almost invisible while they were happening. Living below his means, automating his investments, ignoring lifestyle inflation, thinking in decades instead of months, protecting his time instead of chasing status. Small choices, repeated consistently. That's how wealth quietly grows. Most people spend years trying to look successful. Very few spend years becoming financially free. But those who do eventually discover something remarkable. Real wealth doesn't change the way strangers see you. It changes the way you experience life. You sleep better. You worry less. You stop making decisions out of fear. Because true wealth isn't the ability to buy everything you want. It's the freedom to know that money no longer controls every decision you make. And maybe that's the greatest financial habit of all. Not learning how to look wealthy, but becoming the kind of person who no longer needs to.